There's no question the market is selling off hard, which is creating a tremendous amount of opportunities for disciplined option sellers, even though it can be really hard to pull the trigger. In today's video, I'm going to share with you guys the 7 stocks I'm paying attention to right now to run the wheel strategy on. And if you drop a comment down below on today's video, you're also going to get my market panic playbook completely for free. Just drop a comment down below. I'll send that over to you. And while you're down that, I'd really appreciate you hitting that like button, that subscribe button. And of course, I hope you guys are having an absolutely God-blessed day. Literally, my prayer is going out to everybody right now. Obviously, this is a difficult time that we are living in right now. But us as traders, from a trader perspective, from an investor perspective, it is creating opportunities for us, especially as option sellers, to dollar cost average into some great companies that maybe we really haven't seen on sale for quite a bit of time. Obviously, the volatility has spiked like mad in the market, right? Our VIX now at 23 on the VIX. The volatility is elevated. The same trade that you would have taken last week, or 2 weeks ago, you were taking the same trade today. Your premiums that you're capturing are tremendously higher. Okay. Now, with that said, that comes with higher risk. We already know when we are collecting more premium, our return on collateral is so much more juicier, right? We're getting 3-4% on our money. That comes with higher risk, meaning higher chances of assignment. But let's talk about some of the stocks that I'm watching this week. So as you guys know, some of my favorite ones here on Ark Picks that I've loved since the start of this channel, a lot of them right now, people are flocking to them, right? People are pouring into these kind of boring, stable, dividend gains, dividend aristocrats, champions, boring kind of companies. And there are still a few out there that I'm going to still be positioning myself in, but a lot of them right now are just super overbought. You can see that means the RSI is over 70. People are buying them like Colgate's, J&J, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, P&G. Right. Great to see Netflix as well. Had a nice jump up last week after they pulled out of that deal, which is really, really fantastic. But let's go into some of the opportunities that I'm personally looking at. Go obviously do your own research. Guys, don't listen to anybody on YouTube about stocks. I make mistakes. I'm not a professional. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just stuff that I like to do and research. Okay. But let's get into it. So the first ones are airlines. Airlines are getting their butt beat down, and it's been quite a bit of time since we've seen them. Okay. So two of my favorite ones have been American Airlines and Delta Airlines, but pick your poisons. They're pretty much all the airlines right now are seeing quite a bit of a pullback. We could see Delta Airlines right now down nearly 6% in the pre-market right now. It's obviously closed down nearly 7%. We are now really at this bottom Bollinger Band area, which is setting up really, really nicely. However, if you're seeing here on your screen, if I go over to DAL here on Ark Picks, we are still slightly above some key moving averages that I'm watching. However, this is a good opportunity because now I'm looking to sell puts closer to the 200 and 300 day moving averages. So if I go over here to the options chain on Delta, and I just quickly go over to take a look at selling a put. And if I just go 30 days, I'm doing everything. And I always do most of the time, guys, or especially in a volatile market, I want to give myself the best shot at success, meaning not getting a sign. Let's be real. Is I usually will push out my expiration dates, usually always 30 to 45 days. And that's how I usually trade, even when the markets aren't extremely volatile, just because I'm not a full-time trader. But I'm looking at like 58s. I'm looking at like 57s. I'm willing to take less premium right now in exchange for the potential of the high chance of getting assigned, right? So even if I look at like the 60s, right, which is right, or actually maybe let's do 59s. Let's see this one, 21 Delta. Not that that matters in this market. Delta doesn't mean anything at this point. It's all about the return on collateral and the risk we're taking on. But you could see we're collecting, let's just say about $130 of premium here on this specific trade. If I toss this into the cash secured put calculator, $130 of premium we're collecting, and we are $5,900, right? So we're locking up $5,900 for that 30 days, about a 2% return. I like that personally. I like that trade. And you could grab my calculators, guys, here, as well as my full trade log template by attending the Ark Options Strategy workshop down below. And at the end of that training, I give you all these calculators. But Delta, I am watching this one again, slightly still above those key moving averages that I personally like, but we'll see. If I'm going to sell puts on it, it's going to have to be closer to those moving averages. Next one is Bank of America. Banks are also getting their butt beat. We see this happening with SoFi. I talk a lot about here on the channel with SoFi. Obviously, Bank of America is getting its butt beat down as well. And you could see we're really going into a territory right now where we're going to be testing that how are we going to react to these 2 and 300 day moving averages, right? Are we going to hold them? Are they going to be our new support and resistance levels? So we have to see how those get tested. So I'm not just going to blindly just sell the puts in here, because let's be real, guys, the market has been flying high for quite a bit of time for us right now. So I want to see, hey, where does the quote unquote knife actually fall for us, right? I mean, we have seen a massive run up really across the market since that big drop we saw in April 2025. And that was less than a year ago, guys. But ever since then, the market's been absolutely on a tear. So a pullback like this, it does create opportunities, but I don't want to just go in and start selling puts on stuff. It's like selling a covered call, right? I don't want to just sell a covered call for the sake of selling a covered call. I want to sell a covered call when it makes sense for me to capture as much appreciation as possible, or maybe pushing it out as far as possible to capture the dividend, right? There has to be a strategy when you're doing these kind of plays. And for me, especially in a market that I could see continuing to get its butt beat down a little bit more here, especially in the next coming weeks and maybe all of March. We'll see what happens. I still want to wait. But with that said, we even with this big pullback on some of these great companies, nice dividend payers, I'm not too stressed about it. And that's since I started this channel, we talk a lot about like SoFi and like Robinhoods, but guys, these are like the smallest positions that I have. I personally I've always said since the beginning of this channel, running like a spy wheel or Dividend Kings, Aristocrats, right? Like those are the best companies in my opinion to run the wheel strategy on, but no one cares. They care now because they're scared. But you remember all those times that you were collecting 4 or 5% a month on your SoFi puts? Well, yeah, that comes with its own set of risks. Now, that's not to say I'm knocking SoFi here right now, but I still love SoFi, and I'm still going to continue to sell puts on SoFi. Okay, next one is one of my absolute favorites, and that is American Airlines, down over 6% in pre-market, down to almost over 6% in the last trading session. And this one now we are below our 2 and 300 day moving averages. Now, I've always said this was my first wheel strategy stock that I ever really traded. So I this has flown pretty high for for a bit now, and I was like, you know what, this thing's going to come back down to reality. So we'll see. Obviously, there was lots of flights cancellations and stuff like that that's bringing these stock prices down, et cetera, et cetera. But it's been quite a bit of time since I traded. It's probably the last time around October that I traded it, and I really just follow a very basic pattern when I'm selling these puts, guys. This is why I say have a good watch list, have a core watch list of good high conviction stocks. So if today I'm free, I don't have much to do, I'm looking to sell some puts, right? You can quickly go see, hey, what's oversold? What's trading towards your bottom Bollinger Band? Obviously, ArkPicks.com pretty much automates that whole process for you. But I always like to sell my puts at the bottom, sell my calls at the top, and I'm kind of ping-ponging and trying my best. Obviously, it happens. The assignment happens. It's when you sell that put or you sell that covered call, you got to assume you're going to be selling your shares or you're going to be buying those shares. But I obviously do my best to not, right? But American Airlines is definitely on my list this week. We're going to see where that knife falls first, right? I want to see, are we going to drop and hold below the 2 and 300? Obviously, in pre-market, we're down 6%, but it doesn't matter. We're going to see the market's going to be absolutely crazy today. I'm totally expecting. Next one. So the next stock, these are more expensive. The next 2 or 3 that I'm gonna bring up here, and the reason for that is I'm kind of moving into, in my opinion, more safe haven stocks that I think are going to be around for decades and decades, and I have a high conviction that they will hit all-time highs again. With a market that's extremely volatile, I'm not going to be doing extremely risky plays, and you guys already know I don't do like leverage ETF plays. I don't do my riskiest plays like SoFi and Robinhood puts. Like literally, if you're in my community, you probably already know, that's the riskiest I really go. I don't do leverage ETFs. I don't do margin. I try to be as risk averse as possible. But companies like Amazon, again, I don't go on sale very often, and Amazon has been getting beat up for quite a bit of time. I actually had some puts in on Amazon already, but I want to get more into it. So we are down over 2% when I actually had my puts at 195 on Amazon, but I like where we're at with it. Now we are still far below all of these moving averages. That gives me that sense of comfort. Literally, I'm very, very elementary with stocks in a sense. At least with like an Amazon, where I'm like, hey, is Amazon going to be here in 5 years from now, or 10 years from now, or 20 years from now? Hard to say 10 years. Yes, absolutely, right? Every year I look at my Amazon order history, and every year since I've been an Amazon customer, it has gone up. So when it goes on sale like this, and especially since the market in general is pulling off, and other stocks that I really want to buy, like the J&Js, that's the, we just had to deal with the sector rotation. That's normal. It happens. And that's why I jump into these kind of companies. Yes, they're more expensive. I don't necessarily always sell puts, guys. This channel, we talk a lot about the wheel strategy and stuff, guys, but like my investing strategy, I do a lot of buy and hold. I buy and hold Bitcoin. I buy and hold gold. I buy a little bit of everything, or my Vanguard funds every Monday. I have some VU and Chill. I have a SEP IRA. I have a 401k. Like, I just have all of these other things. I've always said, when you're selling options, do that with your fund money, okay? Do that with your fund money that you have extra collateral. I'm not somebody that has touted to go all in on anything, especially with the markets. It's always important to be diversified. I think you would agree. But selling puts on Amazon is an extremely, extremely expensive play. So it'll be a mixture. I may just buy and hold a little bit, just to build up my how many shares I actually have, and then moving into covered calls as I accumulate those 100 shares. Or if we continue to see that drop towards the 189 level, getting into some more puts at that point. Next one is Google. Again, similar kind of thesis that I have for Google. Now, Google just like much of this market has been on an absolute tear. Let's just be real for all of 2025, really. So it does scare me that we are so above the 200 and 300 day moving averages. So as we work our way down towards this bottom Bollinger Band, which we are just slightly above right now, again, one of the stocks that I will continue to accumulate. I do think Google will win the AI race, multiple races. I'm very long-term Google. So again, it's one of those safe haven plays for me where it's like, hey, if I have the collateral to deploy, instead of spreading across my usual dividend stocks, which are just at all-time highs right now, which scare me, I rather go in on like a Google put that I get to at least wrap up that collateral on a stock that I love anyway, that I believe will hit all-time highs again, and that is below at least its 50-day. It's still far above its 200 and 300 day moving averages. The next one, again, is another more speculative one of my absolute favorite high conviction stocks. I actually was speaking with Butch in our community this morning, and the last time I actually traded this was, I think, the November-ish time frame, when I sold a 185 put on this. Ended up actually thought I was going to get a sign, dropped below the 200 and 300, but we shot back up to the 198 level, closed that put out. But then ever since then, I have just not been in it, because I was kind of just the whole AI narrative. Just honestly, it's scary right now. Like, I don't know what the market's going to do, so I kind of am trying to stay away from it a little bit. Again, Google, Amazon, I'm sure we can kind of like talk about AI there, but Palo Alto is the leader in firewalls. They're putting a tremendous amount of money and resources into their AI, but still, falling knife. Where is it going to land? When? Like, where? Right? So I don't know, but I know the setup's there. Of course, the setup technically wise, below the 200 and 300, premiums are insane on this. It's about pulling the trigger. I don't know. I don't know, but I do watch it pretty much every single day to get a position on, but I need to see it get some sort of support somewhere before actually pulling the trigger. But this has been a very big play that I continue want to get into even further. And then obviously lastly is SoFi, down another 4% here. Just getting it, just an absolute bloodbath for SoFi. But you know what, guys, I'm still so bullish on it. So we'll see where SoFi goes. I have plenty of videos already that I released yesterday on SoFi. So make sure to watch that, guys. So if you want my covered call calculator, you want my cash secured put calculator, my trade lock template, click the first link in the description of today's video. That's going to take you to our 90-minute training workshop. And at the end, I give you all these completely free resources for free, guys. Remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I'll see y'all tomorrow.